Now, you also talked a little bit about the difference between an agglomeration and a roll-up. So I'm going to touch on that a little bit here. And feel free to correct me on any point that I may go through. But roll-ups are typically debt-based. And when that happens, they need to seize control because they need to reduce the expenses so that they can get their return on investment. The benefit of a roll-up inures to the equity firm. That's the goal of the roll-up. As opposed to an agglomeration, is funded by the market, as you kind of outlined. Control stays with the owner, which is why we spend so much time, like the time we're spending here, to educate owners. They keep the business. They just need to understand all the tools and services that are available to them so they can grow and they can use the valuation multipliers to grow wealth. And this, of course, is designed by SMEs to empower successful business owners to prosper. So the goals and objectives of agglomeration are completely different than a roll-up. Is that pretty close to accurate?
Yeah, pretty much. I mean, like I said right at the beginning, really, our whole kind of ambition here is to connect the money of the world back with where the value is, and the value is in small, medium businesses. So our whole goal is actually, we want to be copied. Like, we've already got copycats actually in Asia. And the funniest thing is the first one actually went into marketing. We were like, well, we've just done marketing. You could be a little bit more original. But that's great. We want people to copy us. The whole point, we've written a book and we've actually now agglomeration, we've trademarked it. But from the standpoint of the model and how the model works, we want other people to do it because we see this, we can't possibly agglomerate all the companies in the world. We'll have a good go, and you guys are obviously here with us to have a good go as well. But we want more people to have more wealth. It's a lot of fun when you and your mates are able to buy boats rather than just you,
Absolutely, absolutely. A boat may not be the best choice, but I understand.
Either way, Ferrari.
So just to go over it quickly, the process is pretty basic, the steps to becoming part of the public company. So the owners deliver the documentation, which is usually 3 years financial, next fiscal year forecast, the balance sheet, some basic information. For all those who are here, we'll give you access to the application. The application requests some basic information. The first thing you will receive is a non-disclosure agreement. The non-disclosure agreement will be developed by a Unity Group. It will be customized specifically for you. They are part of a public organization, so they have to cross all the T's and dot all the I's. So you get the non-disclosure, so all parties are protected. Then that's followed by the senior advisor's review. They'll take a look at information. The conversations will begin. There'll be lots of discussion, multiple conference calls. If you agree with the concepts, they will present you with an offer, a tentative offer that says, here's what we're going to do. Here's, based on your goals and objectives, here's what we offer, and here's what we can do. Upon acceptance, all you have to provide is the audited financials. And then due diligence is managed by the Unity Group. Their team goes to work. They do what they do. There may be some site visits. There'll be a lot of phone calls and discussion, but they'll go through the process. Is that accurate, Toby?
Yeah, absolutely. You'll be handheld by a relationship manager in our team, and she'll basically bring in legal, bring in DD, bring in finance, etc., as and when required. But you'll meet probably, I'd guess in total, 3 or 4 of our team members over the course of your journey with us.
And when that's all done, the acquisition is processed by the holding company, and the owner then becomes part of a public company. Your company becomes part of the overall public company. It would be disingenuous of us to suggest that it is a quick process. Due diligence requires some time, energy, and effort. Toby, any thoughts on that?
Yeah, and I mean, don't get me wrong, if you guys are on the ball, we can probably do it between 6 and 8 weeks. However, what we often say is give us 3 months, or give the process 3 months. And also, get ready to kind of pull your pants down. This is quite an in-depth process. We need to really look under the bonnet of your company. We used to do a lot of private company turnarounds, and a lot of that stuff was with distressed businesses. So we'd quite often just buy the company and then worry about what was under the bonnet, because it's a limited vehicle, so you're protected legally. But in this instance, we're dealing with public space. Everything is very, very meticulous. Transparency is massive as well. The public market knows everything about us. You'll go through a police check. You'll go through all kinds of criminal record checks, all that stuff. So it's not a simple process, and it's not it's a pretty intense process. But if you have your eyes open to that on the way in, then it's not too daunting. And if you're a good business and you keep good records, it shouldn't be too stressful for you.
The flip side is that everybody who comes in goes through the same process. Therefore, this is a great group of people that have been well vetted.
Oh, massively, yeah, massively. And even the initial kind of profitable, debt-free, run by an industry, somebody's well established, even that as an initial criteria, it knocks an awful lot of people out. Yeah, that's the first rung, that's the first filter, and then there's due diligence, mass due diligence, to ensure that everybody who does get to the point of joining the group is really top notch.